Hello, I'm Hal Ottaway with the Wichita Postcard Club, and it's time once again for a postcard of the week. This week, we're taking you to my favorite barber shop, and this is where my barber is also a good friend, and she had an idea about making a postcard, and she wanted to know how to go about it. Well, really, my friend Alan had been there several days before, and she told him, and he told me. And anyway, we got back together, and I had to get my hair cut too. So we met with Sonja Ottlinger. This is Sonja. Happy to introduce her in late March. And I got my hair cut, and while we were cutting, or she was cutting away, she started telling me about her postcards, or what she had in mind. Sonia, can you refresh all of that and tell us about it?
Yeah, thank you, Hal. I had an idea since I was commemorating my 30-year anniversary of the Big Lemon, which is a concession trailer of mine. People think Big Lemon, what is that? Anyway, the Big Lemon is a giant lemon that opens up like a Pac-Man. And like I said, I've been doing it for 30 years and I decided I wanted to do something special. And since that was kind of something that Hal had done and showed me all of his postcards, I thought, well, that'd be a fun idea for me. So I talked to Hal and Alan, and we proceeded from there.
They're very good. Well, what we did was call Rick Geary and arrange to have a Zoom meeting and to introduce Rick to Sonia and to have her explain kind of what she wanted and had in mind, and they could converse back and forth. And one of the things, everyone wants to know how much is this going to cost. And so Rick explained his price structure. He does two different things, two choices that a person has to make when they make a postcard. It could be black and white artwork, and that means ink drawing on white paper. And then you could take that and you could print the postcard on colored paper or colored ink, however you want to do it. And the other way of doing a postcard, like he does, is to have him develop the artwork in color. And this is full living color, and it really comes out nice. So we came up with those two figures: the $75 for the black and white, and $150 for the color artwork. Sonia thought she wanted the color, isn't that right?
Oh, definitely.
Well, we arranged for this meeting to be with Rick, and we found out that he had certain things that he needed. And so what do you remember about that, Sonia?
Well, I think he needed pictures of the lemon, and he kind of wanted, for instance, what I actually even wanted. So I was thinking that I wanted me in the picture and maybe a pinup style, and maybe the girl having some sunglasses on that she was maybe tipping down to the side, just kind of cuteness, comical, and then holding the glass of lemonade. And we had the verbiage. Trying to think what it actually said. How did it? The lemon lady and her crew squeezing for you since 1992. That's how it went.
There you
So,
go. Good for
yeah.
you. Right. Well, Rick told her that he would be glad to do this. And so he said that he would have a sketch to her in a few days. And it was probably less than a week. He was able to email us the pencil sketch. We got it right to Sonia, and she liked it, right? Oh,
Yeah. So cute.
yeah, yeah. So we arranged another a Zoom meeting with Rick Geary and Sonia, and doing all this from the barbershop. It's been a lot of fun. But Rick met with her and talked about what he would need, and he did the sketch, and then she went over that, and you had just a couple of comments, isn't that right, Sonja?
Right. There was just a little tweak. The top of the lemon kind of has a little point, just like a lemon, and it was kind of missing. So if you didn't know what the lemon actually looked like, you might miss. And it wasn't. It was just something minor. So we just scooted the lettering down a little bit, and I think there was just we added color to the lemonade. And just tweak the girl. My husband thought that the girl didn't look like me. So he might tweak that a little bit. So, but other than that, it was perfect and it was lovely.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
So we had this uh, sketch and all approved, and then we waited probably, I think, what do you think, about a week or so, but it's pretty quick before he had the finished artwork back to us. Took that in and showed it to Sonja, and she went crazy and liked that a lot. So then we were ready for the next stage, and we're talking about the reverse side of the postcard. The image is what we were looking for, and developed and did that successfully. Now we needed what was going to be on the back of the postcard. And so that Sonja had said that her husband, who's pretty darn good with the computer and graphics and so forth, wanted to try to do the back. And so we did that. And there were several things that we needed on the back of the postcard, one being the stamp box in the upper right corner. Then there was the dividing line down the middle of the back of the postcard with the address on the right and the message side on the left. And then a postcard needs to have the words postcard on the back also. And there you have the choice of having the words as a one word or two words, postcard or postcard. They decided to use the two words since that's what Rick does the most, I think, off and on. And so they decided on the two words. And her husband was really clever. He found tight font and everything, and then found one that worked out well with the O of postcard and made that a lemon, a drawing there. So that was cute and fun. Then we had the text of the postcard, and she had what she wanted to express. And also we had a QR little code that we got designed and put that in the lower left corner of the back of the postcard. That something that you scan with your iPhone or your phone, and it tells you more about Sonja and how to reach her and to connect with her for a probably a session with the Big Lemon coming to their event, a convention or a birthday party or something fun to use for that. Does all that sound about right, Sonja?
That's perfect. Yep, that's exactly what we did.
Okay. Finally getting both of them together and putting the images, the image of the front of the postcard, the one that Rick had done, on a flash drive, and taking a scan of Keith's back of the postcard artwork and putting that on a thumb drive. Then you take that to the printer. And we did that on a day that Sonja really couldn't get away from the barber shop very long. So what we did was just do a FaceTime on the cell phone when we went to the City Blue, our local printer. And so she was there looking at the paper samples that they were showing us. And that worked out well. I was pretty amazed at how somebody didn't really have to be there to make some decisions. But she needed to know, or they needed to know, uh, in order to establish a price and a cost approximate of what this would run, how many she wanted. And that depended on the card stock that she chose. And we, were feeling of the card stock and seeing how snappy it felt and everything. It has to be a little bit heavier stock than just say a piece of paper would be. It has to go through the mail or to be handled and sorted, so that paper goes by weight. And so she chose a cardstock with, she wanted a linen finish. This kind of gave it the old timey look from the 40s and 30s, 1930s, 1940s. And the linen cardstock they had this same finish on both sides, which is really a little bit different from the earlier ones from the early days. But with that information in mind, they were able to give her an approximate quote for the printing, which turned out to be for the 400 postcards, the printing would be right at $150. Rick had charged $150 for the artwork, so that made about $300 for the 400 postcards. And when you divide all that out, each one costs right at 75 cents a piece. So not inexpensive, but something that's so different and so unique. And that's what a customer wants, what they're looking for. They want something that will draw attention, to be remembered, and to work like that. All of that was pretty neat, Sonja, and being able to do that over the phone, and you did a good job of what you selected and everything. Well, we left that on, say, a Wednesday, and Thursday afternoon, we had a phone call and they said they're ready to be picked up that quick, which is kind of unusual. If you were doing this in Chicago or Philadelphia, you may not have that quick turnaround with a printer. It all depends on their schedule, what they have, what they have paper stock available and so forth. Otherwise, things might have had to been special ordered and brought in. But we were lucky. She picked out a paper stock they had available, and we did all of that. And it was printed and lickety split. And we took it to her there at the barber shop. And Alan took a picture of her holding her brand new postcard, and obviously really excited. And everybody there, the man in the chair, he wanted to see one too. And the lady next to her giving another barber trim to somebody. It was quite an uproar in the barber shop that day. And it was fun to make the delivery and to have a happy customer.
Yeah, it was great. It was awesome. And I've always been drawn to that, the old time postcards with that linen. So yeah, it turned out awesome.
Yeah, really, really fun. Well,
very cute.
That's kind of the story of how you go about making a postcard. And we hope we've answered questions. And if you have any questions that we haven't answered, make a comment or write us, or however you communicate on Facebook or YouTube and so forth, and we'll be glad to give further advice if we can help.
Yeah.
So thanks to Rick Geary, and thanks to Sonja Ottlinger, our customer and good friend and barber, and thanks to Alan and everybody for putting this all together. It's been different than what we usually do for a postcard of the week, but it's been special. Take care and thank you.
Thank you, guys.